Today, I'm giving you a trading lesson that might actually change the way you trade forever. I know that sounds dramatic. And yes, it comes with some bonus Bull Barbie lore. If you don't know, I'm a car guy. When I was 15, I scraped together $700 and bought the world's worst classic Mustang to fix up. And I did. Of course, eventually, one thing led to another, and I learned to race. One of the most important things I learned in getting my lap times down is that the smoothest laps may look the slowest, but they end up being the fastest. When you're jerking the steering wheel around and putting a ton of effort into every move, constantly hitting the gas and the brakes, it has a net effect of slowing your progress around the track. The constant interference gets in the way, and it ends up being more work for a worse result. It turns out that the fastest laps aren't the ones where you try to be the fastest. It's the ones where you're the most composed, consistent, and flowing through the line that you already know is right from your studying and preparation ahead of time. There's no jerky inputs, no panic corrections, no ego. And I think about those lessons a lot as a day trader. Just like in driving, smooth execution beats frantic clicking. Clean setups beat forced trades. Controlled risk beats emotional acceleration. And consistency compounds faster than adrenaline. Especially in futures and options, where one click can undo an entire week, or honestly, a lot more than that, worth of your discipline and hard work. The trader who moves more smoothly may look more slow, but really, they're more deliberate, methodical, and unreactive. That ends up being fast in the only metric that really matters here, which is account growth. This is the really hard part that most traders that, 95% that fail will never learn. So, how can we trade as smoothly as a champion race car driver? Well, smooth is slow. So, you wait for your setup, you follow your plan, and your actions are intentional, not impulsive. You need predefined criteria that you've planned ahead of time that will get you into and later out of a trade. It's good to write down the exact conditions that define your A+ setup down to all of the little details, including, any time of day or anything that would invalidate that trade. So if any of those conditions are missing, it's not the setup, and you can skip it. This should also help control your hesitations and your FOMO. And I know it's harder than it sounds because I've been there, but when they say trading is hard, this is the hard part. So once you have that list, you can use it like a pre-flight checklist. Is the context aligned with the current geopolitical and economic conditions going on around us right now? Is this level clean? Is the volatility high or low? Is my risk defined? Is the trade something repeatable and planned? Just like you would check your fluids and your tire pressure and the temperatures, and you would study the lines to go around the track, and you might even take some practice laps. You can let the market come to you. Don't chase, don't anticipate, and you wait for the setup every time. You can control the risk by knowing where your stop loss goes before your entry and making sure that it makes sense in the first place. And you've got to make sure that there's some meat on the bone that makes sense, that entering this trade and putting any of your account at risk is even worth it in the first place. Your stop shouldn't just be an emotional number or something arbitrary based on a set number of ticks or points. It should be a structural number directly from the chart. Now, I know that this takes a lot of discipline, trust me, but y'all, it's part of the job description. The good news is that if you don't have it right now, you can develop it and get it if you're really passionate about making this happen. All right, so revenge trades are off limits to smooth traders. Hitting the accelerator too hard will spin you off the track and your race is over. You don't get to the finish line. When you're consistent and trade the same few setups regularly, you'll enter the flow stage of trading where your feelings, while they may still be there, don't get in the way. All right, so smooth is fast. Your P&L curve will accelerate because you won't be constantly correcting mistakes and making up for impulsive losses. We've all been there. You won't be spinning out on emotional corners. You're not oversteering your risk. Just like in racing, the smoothest line is the fastest. In racing, you don't force your speed, you don't jerk the wheel, you don't brake late out of ego, and you don't chase someone else's line. You run your line cleanly, repeatedly. In trading, you don't force trades, you don't jerk your risk, you don't chase moves, you don't trade someone else's bias. You run your system cleanly, repeatedly. I'm on a mission to help you become a great trader without the BS. I've seen it. You don't need an expensive course or any special secrets. You really just need a well thought out plan that's well executed because you have control over your most important asset, the mush between your ears. Links to our free chat and other resources are in the description and at bullbarbie.com. See you again real soon. Love you. Bye.